How's it going, everyone? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to get rid of elbow pain after arm wrestling. So before I get started, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do appreciate the support, helps my channel grow. Please follow me on Instagram, Dylanberg999. Elbow pain is pretty common after arm wrestling. There are a couple things that you can do. First one is obviously ice. Ice is super good. Ice is going to help with the swelling. It's going to help with the inflammation. It's going to help with the pain as well. So ice is very, very good. Once you have iced it for a bit, what you want to do is elevate it. So there's a thing called RICE, which stands for rest, ice, compression, elevation. This is very, very common for healing muscles and joints and stuff like that. Ligaments, stuff like that. So again, muscles, ligaments, joints, stuff like that. Literally RICE, rest, ice, compression, elevation. So again, what you want to do is elevate. Elevation is super important. Obviously, we iced it. We're going to rest it. Don't do anything if you can help it with the elbow for about, I would say, 4 to 5 days. Really allow it to heal. Don't do any arm wrestling if you can help it. And the compression, you can buy elbow compression. It's just a sleeve. It's kind of like knee sleeves if you're squatting, but it is for the elbow, and it will help because of the compression as well. Look into your form when you are arm wrestling. When you're arm wrestling, you shouldn't be getting elbow pain. So chances are you could be doing something wrong with the arm wrestling. It could be a form issue. But there is a specific technique when you are arm wrestling. And if you're experiencing elbow pain, chances are you're probably doing it incorrectly. So end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.